Hi, this is Andra from DotaBlast. We're at the DotaBit finals in Croatia. I have swindlemelonzz here with me. Hi, Kyle.
Hi, how you doing, Andra?
I'm fine. How's it going?
Oh, life's good. We won. Hopefully we win tomorrow. And I don't know. I'm actually feeling really good right now, to be honest. It's just a good place. It's a good place to be in life.
We're a bit tired. We should probably mention that
please.
up front. Yeah. It's really late, day one of the DotaBit finals. And you moved into the second day.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's something I've always stressed is obviously you want to win, but the first goal is making sure you're playing on the finals day, because otherwise those dead days, like a TI5, I think we had like 4 of them. Oh, they're painful. Like it just hurts, you know? At least if you make it to finals day, you probably won some money, you lost to a team that was good, and you're at the after party, and you know, life's okay. It's like whatever, you're cool. And you know, obviously losing sucks, but normally, like my guys and me, we're pretty easy. We can recover quickly enough, and obviously,
yeah, you have a great
liquid courage
attitude.
helps.
Generally, I've noticed that about you. Great attitude.
It's just you gotta have fun with it, you know. Like I just said before, I literally play a video game and I'm being interviewed in a hotel in Croatia with a view of the Mediterranean.
No.
And like signing autographs and shit. It's like not even real life, honestly. It's weird sometimes, cause if you saw me and if you went back in time and told me this would be my life when I was like sophomore in high school, age 16, I would have told you were just nuts. Like there's no way. Specifically, not even about like what I'm doing, but just like who I am. Like, you know, everyone says I'm like fucking arrogant almost because I'm so confident when I had none, let alone like self-esteem, no confidence. Like it was just, jeez. I entered my first day of 8th grade in bright orange short shorts. Do you understand how bad of an idea that is? Yeah. Don't do that, boys and girls. Stay home. Don't do that.
Do you remember when you first realized that gaming might become a career for you? Like an actual job?
Oh, yeah, it was a specific moment actually. It was when, and I still can't believe the LAN actually happened. It was back in 2010, probably like August, I think, maybe September. We were playing in the Cal Han League for a spot at DreamHack Winter, okay, in 2010. And we qualified. Strangely enough, we actually beat Moon Meander's team back then. It was...
Really?
Yeah. And that's people don't realize, like, these Han people go way back. Like, it's 2016, right?
Yeah.
This is like...
6 years ago.
Yeah, it's crazy. I've been playing and living with Zach for like 5 years. That's what I mean. It's surreal. I'm old now. I'm old. And it's gotten to the point where it's not, now it's not a job, like this is actually my career. It's just, anyway. So we won this tournament and we're like, this is a scam. There's no way. It was this random tournament announced on the forums. Yeah, you go to DreamHack. And the guy messages us and he's talking to my captain. He's like, hey guys, so he's asking if we want to go to Singapore or Sweden. All right.
Singapore, Sweden.
Yeah, we were like, well, Singapore is further away. Fuck it, let's go. Very bad decision. I got 3 layovers. It was a 44-hour travel time. No bullshit. Leaving my house to entering the hotel, 44 hours. Do not do that. Yeah. Like many things. And definitely don't wear a bright on short shorts when you take your 44-hour flight. I didn't do that, luckily. But anyway, I remember we won that qualifier, and I was like giddy. It was like 3 a.m., and my mom was there, and she was hyped. And I remember just thinking like, holy shit, you know, I'm fucking leaving the country. This is insane, because it wasn't about the game, okay? I took a gap year after high school, mostly just because I had no clue what the hell I was going to do with my life. And it was either go to community college, and honestly, like, I just consider myself, I don't want to say better than that, but I wanted to do more than just, I don't know what to do. So I'll just go to college for free and take classes I don't really enjoy. I don't know, it just wasn't really for me. And then what was it?
You took a gap year.
Yeah, gap year. So it turned into now like 6 gap years, but you know, still going strong. And and that was when that was like holy shit. And then I had this incredible experience in Singapore, and I was like, I gotta just try and keep this going. So I lived with my mom. Jeez, if you want to do a long, I had a really weird life.
Twitter.
Oh
really?
yeah, all the time. Thanks,
Mom. Is she on Twitter? Your mom?
Yeah, of course. You'll notice she tweets at us constantly.
Yeah, I know. I figured she was your mom.
Mhm.
She's really, really nice, and she's a hardcore fan.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
There's Gavin just got on Twitter too. I'm so thrilled. He's the youngest one.
Your youngest brother.
Yes.
How old is he?
13.
13. And he's on Twitter. Does he play video games?
Yeah, of course. He's
Yes.
He's gonna be a pro Counter-Strike player. My mom's actually gonna let him get his GED and drop out after sophomore year.
Your mom sounds pretty cool.
Well, she's not actually gonna do that, but maybe if she sees the interview.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
Both parents aren't really in favor.
Mom, please.
Yeah,
please do
seriously.
that. Seriously.
Look at
Mom.
me. Come on.
That would be so cool. You're in a great place right now. You're really appreciated by the community. People are going crazy over you, which didn't really happen like 2 months ago. If you remember, we met in Minsk at Star Letter, and we did that Proust questionnaire segment together. And you told me don't submit it on Reddit because it's gonna get downvoted into oblivion, which actually happened. And now you're holding the front page today with like 3 or 4 posts about you, and everyone is crazy about you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to now turn this momentum around, but that's honestly just because the community. If you lose, you're bad. Your opinions are wrong.
Yeah.
You are unattractive. You're a bad person, and we don't like you. Whereas if you start winning or outdoing expectations, then the paradigm shifts. But in reality, there's always going to be people who don't like you, and there's always going to be people who really like you, and then the people in the middle are the ones you kind of try to win over. And the easiest way to do that is winning games of Dota. So I personally think that's probably most of the reason, and I would assume it might also be because people actually did some research and realized, never stole money from anybody. Go ask the people; they'll tell you the same.
They're always
seriously
bringing that up.
It's been like 3
Again.
years. It's been like 3 years. Okay,
Yeah.
Both the 2 players who were slighted were Keizu and Slicks.
Mm-hmm.
They're still in the scene. You can go ask them. People have. Nothing went down. Taxes are fucking complicated. You try and tell me how you're gonna work things out when you've got a German, a Swede, and an Australian on Estes in Miami winning money. It's just... What's the irony of all of it is that the fucking Swedes... The Swedes playing on my team right now are probably going to work with the accountant whose name was fuck you and goodbye. It just, the whole world just goes full circle. And you don't get what I'm talking about because you weren't around for that, but
I
it's just,
wasn't, yeah.
Yeah, we were just planning, when you go back to that question about, when did this become real? This has been real for me for a really long time. This has been, my brother and I incorporated just taking on prize winnings and just dealing with taxation, I think back in 2012. So, and that was when we were in Han. We won maybe 50 grand over 4 years playing Han, of which most of it was in 2. But my point is, before the money was even real, we were taking it seriously. We were doing it for real. When I still, I really wouldn't be here without the support of just my family, friends, etc. As an example, my dad and stepmom put up me and Zach while we were playing Han. Yeah, while we were playing Han, before we were even good. It was before Stay Green. We were going through these 6 months of dark days. And so we were living with them, and they never made us feel slighted because, we weren't paying rent. We were just living there, training Dota. But that was what we did for a living, It wasn't, when do we get a real job? And I'm sure, that conversation might have happened eventually if we didn't succeed, because there's a point, you get 3 years into it and you're just still living at home and you're not making any money. Yeah, exactly. Then it's okay, maybe we're just not good enough. But then my dad actually paid our security deposit for the apartment we moved into as Hantor Season 1 started, and I think like rent, first place, it was every 2 weeks we'd get paid, and I think it was $800 a person if we won. Okay, and our rent plus utilities and stuff, because we were in a really, really awesome place in Miami. Actually, like we had a fantastic view. You can look it up on Facebook. But to live, food,
Really
rent,
expensive.
utilities was probably like about $2,000 a month, and so we would need to do well to just live. And we got through that. Ended up renting another apartment, bringing in the 3 foreigners. Became like a bit of like minor celebrities on our floor because we were always walking back and forth between the apartments barefoot. And I gotta like I'll write a book in like 20 years.
You
There's some
should.
weird shit. I lived like, I quit
You've
Han for a
been
little
through
while to
a
do
lot.
door-to-door sales. My house, I took
You did
my mom
door-to-door
sales for 8 months. Get this,
Selling what?
Verizon Fios. It's an internet provider,
Oh.
which.
You were the internet guy?
Yes, I went to your door and I said, hey, you see those new cables over there? Yeah, they're transmitting a signal made of light. It moves faster than electricity.
Nice.
And then, boom, sold them better. But honestly, I mean, look, Verizon, honestly, you guys are pretty evil. But Comcast, Cablevision, oh my gosh. And then there were the poor sweet old ladies on like Verizon DSL who would be paying, I will never forget, $257 a month. This woman was getting a phone, 1 meg, and like 100 channels. And I'm like, and it took me an hour just to convince her, like, no, I'm not scamming you. This is real. I will not leave here until you sign up. Like, you will save money. I will check back in a week. And it ended up working out. But just, it doesn't matter. Point is,
You're turning into Son of Nahaz. Someone actually called you Son of Nahaz
oh
today.
no, yeah,
Saw that
no, I
comment.
talk way too much. It's just shit. I just can't believe like my life has been real so far. I moved out pretty much. I was living. We had Malik. You'll never see this, but this 27-year-old married Pakistani guy, and my friend Efren, 19-year-old Puerto Rican dude from the hood. Fucking love you, Efren. They both moved in with me. My house was a 4-bedroom townhouse. It was me, my mom, my grandma, dog Mackenzie, miss you, Shannon and Sean in the basement, just like family friends that kind of just were there for 8 years. Me, my 4 brothers, and then we had Malik and Efren move in. So we had 12 people, 4 bedrooms.
Wow.
And then it was just really a kind of toxic community, so to speak. The opportunities for my mom were kind of stifled because she was trying to like get started with life, and she wanted to go move with her sister in Maryland, and thought that was a great idea. So I was like, okay, Mom, we'll take over the mortgage. We'll move in these other coworkers. I forgot to mention that those 2 guys are doing sales. We switched offices further south, so they had to move in. Long story. So they moved in. We start paying the mortgage. She moves out. The house slowly starts to like disintegrate. We replace hardworking, bill-paying employee with somewhat shady street pharmacy guy, and then it became a poor situation. And then all of a sudden my dad called me up and was like, you should just come move in and like play Han, because that's what I had started doing once you realize that you're in like a pyramid scheme, and it doesn't matter how many sweet old ladies there are you can save. At the end of the day, your product will never be perfect, and it just hurts you. Like you can't keep selling something once you understand like that they're evil, you know?
Yeah.
You can't do that. And like, not completely evil. I don't mean like the people who work at Verizon are evil. I mean as a conglomerate, pretty much. And you know, if you guys sponsor us, I'll probably take that back. But you know, just I mean, I don't blame you guys. Like they have a crazy monopoly. Like they just kind of split up the U.S. into little fiefdoms with AT&T, which is why thank God for Google. I love Google. I'm rambling now. What's going on?
You're quite business oriented, aren't you?
I guess, but that's just mostly a result of reading and having parents that know, like, you just ask a bunch of questions, I guess. But a lot of this shit is common sense, in my opinion. Like, you just won $50,000. What happens next? Like, I've known since age 11, like, do you know the 2 inevitable things in life? Death and taxes. Like, everyone knows this. Everyone, I don't know, but...
Do you get involved in the business side of things at Complexity?
Purely from curiosity. I don't actually really offer much input. Right now I'm a Dota player. I hope one day to get involved in that aspect because it's more my style, I think. You pretty much just drink, socialize, and everyone dresses up and you just it's just bullshitting. It's professional bullshitting. And then if they like you, they give you millions of dollars. And you're just like, nice, thanks. Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Yes. Now you owe me millions. Sorry.
Yeah. You need to have the millions to begin with.
Well, that's where you come in. You're my investor.
Oh, I'm your investor.
Yeah.
Okay. I think you're one of those players who seems to understand the scene at a macro level. What do you think are the issues competitive Dota is facing?
What do you mean by that? Like, as far as just like in-game tactics, or just as an esport?
As an esport.
As an esport, it's potentially almost like all esports, but specifically Dota and Counter-Strike, players are prima donnas. They're awful. Like, they're just genuinely, like, mostly just unpleasant people. Production's fantastic, and I don't want to lump... you know what? I take that back. I really enjoy a lot of Dota players. The problem is that there's a significant portion that treat fans, production, talent, assistants, like even volunteers, that they're lesser than other players. And I experienced that firsthand just at like TI5, where we were just shit, you know? Like, people would scrim us, and you could just tell, like, maybe this is why I have like an innate bias against like some of the Chinese teams. I'd like wave hello, and they'd just like fucking snicker and keep walking, and it's like, what the fuck?
The Chinese teams.
Yeah, and
they're the most polite players. People.
I mean, maybe they didn't notice. I was wearing my uniform. I don't know. It happened like 2 or 3 times,
yeah,
and I like vividly remember.
Not my experience.
I don't know, but this, like, people just have to get out of this concept that they're owed something, and that goes further towards just being good at the game, you know? Do you want to get fucking good? Get a team of 5 people that all really want to be better and play every day together for months, and you'll be good. It's that simple. You work hard. There are no good players, just good teams. You don't win by saying, oh, these guys are good on paper. Great team. All right, well, we didn't win that tournament 2 weeks later, so fuck it, we're kicking you 2. Like, they're like NA Dota specifically. Like, there was a team that got invited to the regional qualifier for I think TI.
Yeah.
And then tried to replace a player. It's like,
yeah.
What are you doing, you know? And it wasn't even an upgrade. And then they get relegated to open qualifier and they lose it. It's like, you guys just complete fucking buffoons, and I'm sorry to call you guys out, but like, what are you thinking? It's just, and that sort of thinking is just a cancer in pretty much all of the Dota scene right now. And there's a reason, if you look at the teams that placed well at this last major, I mean, Alliance, been together fucking forever. They won TI3 together. Obviously there was mix-ups, but they're friends. They're a team. OG, they like sleep together and have weird selfies. I think they probably spoon. I mean, we do that too. It's cool. If you want to do that, it's all right. But, you know, they're obviously tight. MVP, they're obviously tight, and they've been together for quite some time. Fnatic, same deal. Mushi going back to his home fucking country and making a team and trying to get good. Us, like, reuniting, actually friends, a team working together, e.g. always
and starting
secret,
to pay off.
Same, yeah. And what do you know? Like, we're all not bad. Same with Liquid. Oh, you know, they're gonna make roster changes. They didn't make it to Frankfurt. What do you know? They stuck together. They got better, and now they were second. You know?
Well, it doesn't really apply to Secret, does it?
They stayed together. Yes and no. The thing is, with Secret's kind of an anomaly because Puppy's always going to be able to attract his choice of the scene. So his team will always be good in that sense because people will always want to play with Puppy. So he's one of like the few people, like probably the only person right now in the scene that can do that. PPD might have that sort of flack, but a lot of his power, I think, comes from just the fact that he has had like fucking the best players like ever just play with him. So maybe you'd say no to PPD, but to say no to like PPD, Fear, Universe, like, come on. Like they just, when they wanted Sumail, they got him. Like he was on a team. You leave for EG. The end. Like we were trying to play with Chessie back when we first switched over. He was like, oh well, I'm gonna try with Alliance. If it doesn't work out, or EG, because even though obviously he'd want to play with us, but if EG offers you a tryout, you fucking try out. Like that's what you do.
Yeah.
So, but main point is just, player, you're not owed anything, and this game is hard. Like people take this seriously, and you need to put more of yourself into this game than just a few pubs and a couple scrims and then you play the tournament. You need to put in the work. Like there's a bunch of, I wish I could just we could insert like a couple motivational YouTube videos and a really good quote by Charles Bukowski about this sort of thing.
We can do that,
yeah.
but it would be
a
bit weird.
There's one all about, it's just literally it's just do the fucking work. Do the fucking work. Like that's it. You do the fucking work. And it's fucking hype. And the point is just, like that is what success is. And I actually picked this up at that shitty door-to-door sales job, but I still think it's pretty relevant even for me now, where you need 3 things to succeed in life. You need a positive attitude, the ability to self-motivate, and interpersonal skills. Pretty much, don't be a dick, learn to fucking socialize, and be happy. Like, be in a good place. And
you have all those things.
I appreciate that. Thanks. I try. I don't sometimes, though. I'm working on it. I go through, I get into, downward spirals, and then the wonder about how life might not have meaning, so we must make our own, turns into just rampant cynicism about how I'm going to just die, and what does it even matter if you win at Dota. But again, let's not talk about this.
Affect your gameplay?
Yeah, definitely. The way I would describe it is it's sort of like the imaginary monster in the closet when you're a kid, you know? Mm-hmm. There's some nights where it was just, you just went to sleep, no big deal. And then there were other nights you were fucking sure it was there, and the door was cracking just a little bit, and it's scuttling under your bed. And
you can keep it under control, though.
Exactly. It's just, it's the whole beauty of just, I think, life. And it's, again, translates to Dota. It's all on you. Mm-hmm. If you want it, then go get it. There's this, I wanted to say this on the panel, but I can say it now. There's this great quote by Picasso, and he says, my mother told me if I was a Catholic, I'd be the Pope, and if I was in the government, I'd be a king, but instead I became an artist, and I was Picasso. And I just fucking, I don't know, I paraphrased it and butchered it, but I just love it, because he's just he made himself an icon, you know. Picasso is a noun now, that means something, and that's what I see Dota as, for me, in a sense. Obviously, actually, you know what it is? Fuck it, it is art. It really is. The same way that if anything you try, even woodworking, fucking playing a recorder, a flute, making chairs, or creating dresses, or watch repair, designing, doing hairstyling, boom operating, camera operating, it's all an art, you know? Everyone who does this sort of profession, even waiting tables, it's a craft. You want to perfect it. You want it to be masterful. That's, otherwise why do it, you know?
Okay, thank you so much for the interview, and best of luck from now on. Any shout outs? Just to the friends and family I'm sure you're all going to be watching, and to the fans old and new, thanks for your support. Just everybody watching, just keep fighting the good fight.